collabs with Kevin Hart. Pull over, that elf is too fat. Pull over, that elf is too fat. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking chicken and collard greens. I bet you everybody in here, despite the fact that nobody is black, just sung that song. Hi, I'm Kylie. Kylie does it all. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Happy holidays, I'm cosplaying an elf from Disney, which hasn't gone viral enough yet for people to know what I'm doing. And honestly, I'm really excited for Christmas to go away because these costumes I've been running really been taking my dick down. Now, people was a little freaky when I came out as Mrs. Claus with the side boob. They said, this I could do. I've imagined fucking Mrs. Claus before. But when I showed up as Tally the elf, it really took my stock down with the fellas. However, I did perform in this outfit at the Vault this weekend, and the Dice was ready to go. I said, bitch, we see you. I got my list here, I've been checking it twice. And I'm going to use this pencil on my OnlyFans later if you want to check it out for $14.95. Let's see here. Who's been naughty and who's been nice? This girl right here has been naughty. Rolly from the Baddies. I love those shows. They're like my guilty pleasure. I don't know how we got to a space where entertainment is just watching other women fist fight each other, but I'm appreciative of it. I like it. I've been in BBW porn for a lot of years now, and her and I are actually real friends. She used to be named Gia Mayhem, and when I couldn't find a clipboard, I made my rolling pad of her into my thing. I like to talk in my comedy about the disparities between men and women. One of the things that I like to do, since I have been in sex work for over a decade, is I like to give a little bit of friendly advice. I've sucked a lot of dick. I'm really experienced at it. I've sucked big dicks, little dicks, mushroom dicks, Asian dicks. No female dicks, but if somebody knows a big clit story, tell me afterwards. And what I would like to share with you today, gentlemen, it's the first piece is for you. The first piece is for the fellas. And I'm going to put this in a context that you gentlemen understand. So we're in the gym, right? We're getting in our reps. We're getting in our sets. We're lifting. We're sweating. And we understand that with less resistance, we could get in more reps, right? In the spirit of this energy, when I'm down there and I'm servicing the people for you, I need you to let the fuck go of my head. Because every time I go like this, it's like a 20-pound weight right on my neck. And I'm trying to give you that longevity, baby. The next piece of advice that I have is for the women. Now, ladies, it doesn't matter what size it is, you need to give it a little gag. That's what really gets them going. Make daddy think it's big. The biggest one I've ever seen. My cable's behind. Dating has gotten into such a terrible space as far as money is concerned. I don't have to feel ashamed for being a prostitute anymore because even regular women are asking for money on the first date. I actually used to feel a lot of shame about that in Reading. Reading is a very Puritan-based town. I feel like Bethel does have a good influence. I think there are positive things and negative things. This is not a Bethel shaming event. However, I do read the paper and I see that Reading has revenue problems, right? That was never more evident than the other day when I drove through downtown and I saw Kiss and Tell on our primary corner of downtown. Redding, you have lost your way. I am a prostitute and a porn star, and I was offended when I saw those dick insertion elephant panties through the window downtown. How do I explain to my son at the Christmas tree lighting the dildo that you could see through the window? Redding's got to get it together, guys. Redding's got to get it together. Another thing that I like to talk about as far as women is concerned is there are two ways with which we test our panties are clean. The first test is a density test. Now you may be asking yourself, what does she mean? I don't understand. And say you're walking along, and density, it means like the texture of something, how hard it is. You're walking along, you see your panties there on the floor, right? And you're questioning to yourself, did I drop them from my laundry or did I drop them from my hamper? Let me bend over and find out. You pick them up. The first thing that you want to do is you want to go to the crotch area of the panties. And you're going to take it and you're going to crunch it like this. Now, if it crinkles like your Uncle Tito's starch jeans, the ones that he's ironed the bleach line in the front of, it does not pass the density test, and there is no need to go on to any further tests. Now, if it does pass the density test, the next test that you're going to administer is a smell test. The other day I saw some panties of my own on the floor, and I stopped to pick them up to administer these tests. And as I lifted them to my nose to take a hearty whiff, I heard my 16-year-old son say, "Wow, facing them is wild." And in this moment, I wasn't quite sure if I had just taught him, if I should be really embarrassed, or if I had just taught him a very valuable lesson about women.
Valuable lesson.
I thought so too. I'm a single mom, so I can't teach him everything, you know, it's hard. I cannot teach him how to be a man. I am willing to admit that. I don't celebrate Father's Day. But one thing that I do try to tell him is no matter what she says, order that bitch some fries. I think in the long run I'm going to save a couple of his relationships with bad advice. However, I was blessed with PCOS, so I do get a little bit of facial hair, right? And recently, as I said, he turned 16, and he came to me, and he said, "Mom, I started growing a beard, and I don't know what to do." And I said, "God, you've been preparing me for this moment all of my adult life. Come on, Jordan, I'm going to teach you how to shave." I didn't intend to get into pornography. There's kind of like levels to this shit. You get into prostitution and then you try to market yourself through porn. And then when hoes want to retire, they become dominatrixes. So I've been looking at marketing myself that way. But when I did get into porn, it was kind of hard to find people locally. OnlyFans didn't exist yet. So one day I was driving down 273, right? And I saw a very handsome homeless man. He was draped in a blanket, a quilt. But I could see through that quilt that that was a fine gentleman. So I dropped my son off at school, and I circled around to pick him back up. When I pulled up on him, miraculously I found him. You couldn't miss the quilt. You couldn't miss the quilt. I pulled up on him, I rolled down the window, I said, "Hey, do you want to be in porn?" And he quickly said yes, because isn't this every man's fantasy, right? Single mom rolls up on you after school drop off and says, "Can I suck your dick?" He was ready. take him back to the house, right? And we get to fucking, and I put it on the internet, and it's the first time I go viral, 1 million views. All my guy friends are calling me, girl, I seen you on Pornhub, I seen you on Pornhub. And you know what? That really inspired me. And I think that my next venture is going to be a new series called Bum Fucks. Where I just drive around Reddit and pick up homeless people. Put it on the internet.
It's gonna have a lot of episodes.
There's a symbiotic relationship between fat white women and black men. It's a love affair for the times. And in that I am an escort locally, black men do hire me. Now there are a couple of other white women locally that fuck black men. You can find them at the hen house, popping it real hard for the jukebox. That joke is a little antiquated. They've actually transferred to the Black Diamond. But that pussy is expensive. This is 2024 and they pay what I weigh. And it's a real business. I initially went to college for accounting, so you have to pay a deposit for this pussy. But the thing about that is, I don't know who the clients are before they send the deposit. Don't know. So the other day I got a deposit to go to weed. And the gentleman sent the $100, he cash apped it, and I drove myself to weed. Now I don't know if any women in here get possessed by the monster that is ovulation, but when I'm ovulating, I will fuck a vacuum handle. And I'm not going to tell you how I came to that conclusion. But in that it is the holiday season, I will say if you've ever been going down the Esplanade by Kathy Sloan-Back, they have a huge Christmas tree built out of vacuums, and it's one of the ones in there. And every time I look at that tree, I think my fondly. So back to my story. I was horny, I get there. It's an old African-American gentleman. And I could work with this because, you know, they're trying to fulfill a fantasy with me. I refer to myself as the pussy angel of mercy. Because some people fuck something because they want something new, and some people fuck something because as humans, we need that connection. And I can provide that connection. Now, there's something that you learn through prostitution, and that is that crack cocaine has a buzz to it. When you enter the room and there's a little bit of crack in there, you can feel it. But the thing about it is that I'm there selling pussy, so who am I to judge this man? Is he doing the crack? Is he selling the crack? I have no idea, but I already told you fat pussy was expensive. So he gave me my other $500 and we get to fucking. And, you know, as he's fucking me, he's stroking this pussy real good. And I see him splay his mouth back like this. In a fit of passion. And as he does, I notice that I'm getting fucked really good by a toothless crackhead. But as I said, you cannot pick the clients. Now you may be asking yourself, you may be looking at me and you may be like, ain't no way I'm paying to fuck this bitch, ain't no way. And I respect that. I look a little weird right now. This isn't my porn look, I respect that. But I want to tell you guys something. Fat pussy is like a warm hug for your dick. And everybody should try it at least once in their life. Thank you all for supporting Reddit Comedy. Happy holidays.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, your headliner for this evening